Right, Bishop Auckland station, and I'm here, Tees Valley line. Let's go to Saltburn. Now Bishop Auckland, obviously it's a rebuild from the original station, but a bit of station fun. I think when we get to Saltburn we'll get some station fun. So anyway, let's go in, get a ticket and get ourselves off on the Tees Valley line. Oh, hang on, who's this?
Good morning.
So we're taking Lou.
Lou, and back by popular demand.
Everybody asked for Izzy back, so we've got Izzy Wrangler.
Yeah, I'm just here by default.
And so Lou and Izzy will wait on the platform whilst I sort out some tickets. There's some nice artwork here, but this single platform terminus is a far cry from the busy junction station that existed for much of the 19th and 20th centuries. A basic workhorse of the current line are these northern two-car Class 156s, although the service is often worked by 158s. There's plenty of space for bikes and the like, and whilst basic, the seats are pretty comfortable. Incidentally, Izzy is sitting on Lou's coat to protect the seat covering. And as Izzy is keen to know where she's going, let's have a look at the map. We'll start by travelling south down much of the old Stockton and Darlington Railway through Shildon, Newton Aycliffe and Hyington before stops in Darlington, at North Road and then the main Darlington station itself. At Darlington we'll cross the East Coast Main Line and then head east past Dinsdale and Eaglescliffe, where we'll pick up the course of the River Tees into the industrial heartland of Teesside, through Thornaby, Middlesbrough and South Bank. Finally, at Redcar, we will shake off the tentacles of the chemical and steel plants and run along the coastline down to Saltburn. This is most definitely a stopping train, and so the 64 kilometres or 40 miles will take 1 hour and 23 minutes, so it really isn't that quick. Still, the promise of a beach and some ice cream is enough to raise the pulse of any kid, or indeed any dog too. Shildon pretty much marks the start of the route of the original Stockton and Darlington Railway, and it is now the home of Locomotion Railway Museum, which is an outpost of the National Railway Museum.
This is Newton Aycliffe. The next station stop is...
It's rather nice to think that we are travelling over a line with 200 years of railway history. Even so, the intermediate stations are now much more simple and lightweight affairs compared to their forebears. Although, I suspect the buildings beyond the crossing at Hyington date back to some earlier times.
Station stop is North Road.
North Road Station is now the home of Hopetown Darlington Industrial Museum, which tells the story of the Stockton and Darlington Railway. Beyond North Road, we leave the old route of the Stockton and Darlington to join the East Coast Main Line, and our little train crosses from the downside to the upside in order to continue eastwards. Now, Darlington Station is a classic that I'll come back to in another video. Right now, it's partway through a £100 million redevelopment, which will provide a new concourse and new platforms to the east of the original station. I suppose you could say that Dinsdale is now the closest station to Teesside Airport, as the actual airport station, a little way along, has been mothballed. But your best plan will be to catch the number 6 bus from Darlington, which runs hourly straight through the airport.
Station stop is Allens West.
Last week's video featured a station that was opened by the Admiralty, And now it's the turn of Allen's West, which was opened in 1943 as an unadvertised stop to serve the nearby Navy Stores depot. It's only been an advertised public station since 1971. We're now north of Eagles Cliff, and the line for Stockton, and eventually Sunderland and Newcastle, peels away at Stockton Cut Junction. And then at Bosefield Junction we complete the run across the triangle.
Stop is Thornaby.
Finally, we get our only proper look at the river that gives the line its name before we roll into Thornaby Station. Beyond Thornaby, there's now no sign of the extensive engine sheds and roundhouse that used to be here. The Thornaby Roundhouse, built in 1957, was the last one ever built to house steam locomotives. Just before Middlesbrough, we catch sight of the Grade II listed Newport Bridge. This is a vertical lift bridge, although the last time it was actually lifted was in 1990. Middlesbrough Station is a lovely Gothic northeastern railway building dating from 1877. The platform canopies, though, are a later enhancement after uninvited attention from the Luftwaffe in 1942 removed the old roof. The blue bridge in the distance is the famous Transporter Bridge from 1911. You know, I really must come and take a closer look. Beyond the footy ground, we go deep into the present and the past of Teesside industrialisation. 19th and 20th century industries included engineering, steel making and chemicals. Indeed, steel from here was used to build the Tyne Bridge in Newcastle and the Sydney Harbour Bridge. Nowadays we are in the Teesside Freeport area, and South Bank Station, well, it's a little grim right now. The huge box being built here is, I think, a new monopile factory for the offshore wind industry. And in the distance is Tees Dock, which is an important deep-water port. And as we pass BOC, the old branch to ICI Wilton peels away. And then we're on past the famously mothballed Redcar British Steel. Famous for being a lease-use station, it now awaits a reopening when further redevelopments make it viable again.
The next station stop is Redcar Central.
Redcar Central is an interesting station that we will return to on our walk. So more of that a bit later in the video. Now it's out through the suburbs of Redcar and we're on our way down the coast for Saltburn. It already feels a world away from the industrial wastelands and spoil heaps that we've just passed. And there's even some green fields before we eventually roll into Saltburn spot on time at 10:50. So we're here at Saltburn.
Finally here.
And it's windy.
And a bit chilly.
And that's the Manchester Airport train just leaving now.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a look at the station and maybe find a cup of tea.
Oh, absolutely.
And then we're going down the beach.
Yay!
First, we head for the sitting room for a fairly hefty brunch, as we know we have a long walk ahead of us. The Stockton and Darlington Railway arrived here in 1861, and the station building, now in commercial use, was completed in 1862. The platforms that are still in use were originally for the many excursion trains that ran into Saltburn in its heyday. Our 156 has been hanging around whilst we were in the cafe, but it now leaves, forming the 1122 to Darlington. I'm so pleased the original station remains. And as we'll see later, I hope Redcar Central gets a similar lease of life in the future.
Who is it? Hello.
Right, so that was Bishop Auckland to Saltburn.
Yep.
And we're here.
We are.
By the sea.
A bit breezy, but not bad all in all.
No, so plan is now we've done a ride out, we're going to do a walk back.
Yeah. Yes.
So, are we walking back to Redcar?
No, it's Redcar.
Redcar.
It's a silent R at the end.
It's a silent R, it's Redcar. Yes, so we're going from Saltburn by sea to
Redcar.
Redcar.
Someone's been very patient all morning and she's ready to go.
The old Zetland Hotel used to be the railway's hotel served directly from the station. Now both buildings are faced with white fire bricks from Pease West Brickworks, which was a rule stipulated by the developer Henry Pease. I think I see what you did there, Henry. And the Pease family were also major shareholders of the railway. We'll take a walk down the road. As you'll see, there's no funicular service running today.
Go on then. Straight to the sea.
So as we expected, it's blowing a hoolie.
A little bit, yeah.
But there's a sign there saying it's 51 miles to Filey, that way, or 3 miles to Redcar that way.
I'm thinking Redcar.
Okay.
Alright, yeah.
Saltburn's pier opened in 1869, and after a period with a rather dodgy wooden hoist, the funicular eventually arrived in 1884. Oh dear, we've hit the dog-free bit of the beach, but we are walking for 3 miles, so I think it's going to become dog-friendly again. Well, they're very smart and colourful beach huts. Yeah, we're optimistic this is the end of the dog-unfriendly part. Now, we did expect it to be windy, but it's actually coming from the northwest straight into our faces.
It's a bit windy.
Still, Izzy is completely unflustered and she's down at that low level in the sand being whipped along by the wind. As we come upon Mask, the big house at the end is called Cliff House. Now retirement flats, this was originally the holiday home of the Pease family. Well, Redcar is coming into view a bit closer now, which is good news because with this headwind and walking on sand, I think we can safely say we're quite pooped.
Mind you, Izzy's still going, so, you know, maybe we should keep going for a bit more.
No. The concrete sea defences of Redcar are coming into view. Excellent. The windmills out on the water make up the Teesside offshore wind farm. And as we said, our legs are really aching as we've been walking now into the wind for nearly 2 hours. Oh, and that reminds me, I could do with the loo too. Once we're on the esplanade, it's clear that Redcar was built to service a slightly different market to Saltburn. Redcar had a pier, but like other piers in the northeast, it had a history of being battered by storms, and so eventually what was left of it was demolished in 1980. Feels like we've stumbled upon some heritage tractor lineup. What have you seen?
Ice cream! You've definitely earned it.
Yeah, she's right. We've definitely earned it. So we've made it to Pachito's for the legendary lemon top.
Cheers.
Cheers. Ooh, that's very lemony.
Ooh, that's very nice.
Basically vanilla with lemon sorbet on the top. So here we are out the back of Pachito's.
Yeah.
Nice ice cream, lemon top.
Fully sugared up now? Yeah.
Yeah, we feel like we're
Ready
slightly
to go?
refreshed. Ready to go?
No.
No. We do fancy some chips before we leave the
definitely need to
seaside.
get some chippy chips.
Right, okay.
You promised chippy chips, that's the only reason I'm here.
That's true. So working backwards, we had a very windy walk, but it was fun. But legs are aching.
Yes. Legs are aching, ears are ringing.
Yeah, God, the wind noise through your ears for 2 hours of solid walking. Wow. Then I suppose the Tees Valley line, that was definitely sort of flowing in from County Durham in through Darlington. Everything got more and more industrial.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, you know, finally with sort of the full-on British Steel Redcar and Redcar
Redcar, come on.
and all around the whole Middlesbrough area, and then finally back at the seaside at Saltburn by the sea.
And beautiful it was.
It was lovely. 2 things left to do. The first thing,
Go to get some chippy chips.
second thing, we've got to go back up to Redcar Central to catch our train back to Bishop Auckland, and we'll have a little nosy round the old station while we're there. So we'll see you at the station. Sausage and chips for Lou, and for me, mushy peas. Magic. Oh, and other people are on the ice cream top bandwagon, but this one? Not the right vibe. A short walk from the seafront, and here's the Stockton and Darlington's 1861 Redcar Central. And as we can see, not only does it look a lot like Saltburn, but it also looks like it's going to get the same treatment, so hopefully it's going to look lovely in the years to come. And behind the old station is the current station with a functional westbound platform and with the eastbound platform offset beside the old station. And it's not a bad spot to end our adventure today. So the gates are just closing behind us for the Manchester Airport train. Here we are at Redcar Central. And yeah, it's been a very long walk and a very tiring walk.
A very tiring day.
Very tiring also for Izzy, who fell asleep while we were eating chips.
Completely passed out on the floor, which is impressive.
Yeah, although woke up very quickly when she realised there was a half a chip to have a go at. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this little outing with Lou and I, with Izzy running around our ankles. And if you have, then do like and consider subscribing if you haven't already. And no doubt Lou and I will be meeting up on various times in the future to go for other walks, maybe.
With Izzy, of course.
With Izzy, yeah. We know who you're actually tuning in for.
I'm used to it.
Yeah. So in the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and yeah, we'll catch you next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
And if you fancy watching the 3 of us all getting wet at Ribble Head, then click here.